Hi, I'm Bridie. I'm in my second year PhD study in the theatre department on the performance of age and ageing. I've always been interested in age. My first memory was about my brother arguing with somebody else to tell this somebody else that my brother was 2 years old, not 1.5. It was really important. So Laughlin say that we make problematic in our lives, in our research, things that are problematic in our lives. And as a woman, 50 years old now, ageing is problematic in my life. So what I'm going to do is tell you what I've done so far in my first year and the theory underpinning that and what I'm about to do. Judith Butler sees identity as an effect, that is, as produced or generated. And I'm interested in to what degree that is the same with ageing and the performance of ageing. So what I did was I looked at 5 plays. I went to see productions of 5 plays over the autumn season of 2011. These were 2 of them. Frantic Assembly's Love Song by Abby Morgan and One Day When We Were Young by Nick Payne, which was down at the Crucible. And there were key differences between these 2, key similarities. They were both about couples. And in these 2, and in Love Song, the couple is played by 2 separate couples, a young version and an old version. And at the end of the play, Maggie, the old lady, kills herself because she's terminally ill. And even though it was a physical theatre performance and older bodies aren't really associated with the physical theatre, it was problematic. In One Day When We Were Young, we have one couple, 2 bodies representing one couple over time, and they age on stage. We see them actually acquire an age of performance on stage. And I saw this as really important. And a key principle that underlies this idea of ageing is Anne Davis Bastien's idea of a depth model of ageing. She sees Kazuo Ono, pictured here, in a sequence of movements from pre-birth to post-death, and says we should be performing age through the continuum of age. And in this play, One Day When We're Young, we see that happen. There is a continuum. However, in the play Love Song, we see the binary of youth and age really as a disparate. And so I see that as problematic, that as a difficulty. Second lot of plays. Jerusalem, which you've probably heard of, by Jez Butterworth, and Jumpy by April Angelis, both show ageing through the middle years, so ageing in middle life. And there's a gendered difficulty with these plays, in that they show a man ageing and a woman ageing, and very differently. A key principle here is the idea that Anka Christovici puts forward of significant shape or accomplished form. And she looks at photographs and talks about how age can be shown in photographs. And I use this principle to differentiate how age is shown in both plays. So, Hilary is fighting insignificance. She's losing her fight against insignificance. And she tries burlesque on the advice of her friend, but it doesn't really work for her. And in the end, the shape she has at the end of the play is curled up on the floor, showing her insignificance. So it shows a problematic ageing femininity, and that's fine, but the Royal Court cast Tamsin Greig, who's 44, to play a 50-year-old, so that is a problem. And she's not only 50, she's 53 by the time the play ends. Okay, so in Jerusalem, we have this significance of a man, an aged male who's granite hard and strong, bulwark strong against these forces that are ranged against him, chemical, chronological and civic forces ranged against him. And in that we see a significant male, a significant aging male, as opposed to, in Jumpy, we see a woman who's fighting for significance, fighting for accomplished shape, let's say, but fails to achieve it. So the 5th play that I saw was The Last of the Duchess by Nick Wright, and it's about the Duchess of Windsor. But she fails to appear in the play. We have the elder character of Maitre Bloom, who's the lawyer, and she doubles for the frail elderly character of the Duchess of Windsor. And Kathleen Woodward's idea about the mirror stage of old age is key to understanding how we disappear people in old age. Old people reject their mirror image as not a true representation of their self, but I argue that society does this. And this is definitely evidenced in the play The Last of the Duchess. It disappears the old person. So, the effect, the ageing effect of these dramas mean that I, as an audience member, end up asking the questions about associating old age with death and losing my partner, with having my horizons narrow, and with not being able to understand the idea of frailty of old age. So the next stage of my research, I'm aiming to generate alternative performances of age through working with a group of older people, devising performances and taking them to alternative audiences. So this is Passages Theatre Group. It's in week 5 now, and we're looking at age-blind casting. So casting not according to age, in the same way that it's been gender-blind and race-blind casting. We want to challenge representations of age and do new performances of age. And these are my co-researches. And at the moment we're working on a concept of the archaeology of the self, how a succession of selves might accrete that make up your subjectivity and or your identity. And this is what we might call the process of aging.